Lantern Cove, a quiet little town on New England's coast. Population roughly 5,700 as per the last census. The general consensus among high schoolers here is that there's no duller place to live. But for six local teens, that all suddenly changed when an alleged gas leak struck them ill and gave them strange, unsettling visions. Meeting up that evening, they investigated the school gym, but they were unable to deny nor fully confirm the story of a gas leak. A section of pipe had been replaced, but had that section actually had a leak, or was some sort of cover-up taking place? After deftly dodging the police, the teens made their way to the waterfront on the theory that the old deserted army bunker out on the cove, the subject of some frightening stories about the loss of an entire platoon back in the 70s, was connected to what they experienced. Finding themselves unequipped for a traverse into the wetlands, however, they decided to regroup the following night with better preparation. And so ended their day. Or should have, anyway, but the strangeness was not over for our band of teenagers with attitude. For after falling asleep, they found themselves immersed in a dream, the same dream. In this dream, they wandered the streets of Lantern Cove until each of them found themselves standing before an imaginary friend from their childhood. Said friends seemed to be offering something important, but mysterious, and one by one, trusting their old friends, they accepted. Which leads us to now. Players, the touch of your childhood friend has initiated a change in you. The change felt good and right. You have stepped forward onto the sidewalk in front of a house, and you are now visible to each other, though none of you look like yourselves. Please describe your characters in their new Dream Warrior form.
I am a tall, gray-skinned man with stitches and greasy, slimy hair. I look frightening and imposing and very strong.
Similarly, Chris, or what was once Chris, steps out and he is now a large mountainous figure made of muscle, and his head is that of a jaguar, and he's got some scars on his knuckles from fights long past, and he steps out and kind of does a point gesture across everyone else.
Completely opposite to those two. Beatrice is a medium, she's like 5'7". She's average height. She's got curly, she's just a white woman. She looks roughly like Emma Thompson, weirdly. She's got curly hair. She's in these, she's in a white, cream dress that looks very, reminiscent of Italy in the country, but she looks like a human, and she looks sassy as hell and ready to go. She's bring it. She's got this vibe of bring it on. So, but she is just a person. So
Atticus is a little bit taller, a lot more muscular, but not necessarily big. Think more like soccer swimmer build, and is in an urban tactical outfit. They're black. It almost looks like if a army ranger was goth, and he's got a riot shield, with a big red anarchism A spray painted on it, and a black bandana, almost like a shufa. One of those big ones that looks like it could easily go up or down.
Clark is standing there, about the same height of 5'10", 5'11". Kind of like Atticus, less of a muscle-bound, not to say brute, but hulking figure, but more so swimmer's body, what you'd expect somebody to be looking like if they were a runner. Only you see what looks to be a man in a completely head-to-toe suit of black and blue, webbed with slight webbings between his underarms.
So you don't see Gus at all. Instead, alongside of this colorful crew, is this like short, kind of like spindly looking woman in like a tasteful, like lacy, like white blouse with a lot of like clanky, like large bracelets and rings on. She has a statement necklace, like platinum blonde, hair that's like almost in like a bob, but is like very short cropped, and like she has like curtain bangs and like bright red lipstick and like makeup all done up. Their eyes are bright. And if you've ever seen the 1990s Sabrina the Teenage Witch, she looks very similar to Zelda Spellman, like 4-inch like platform heels and like tight black pants.
You're standing together on the sidewalk in front of a house. Sky is gray and heavy. The air feels thick. You've become someone new. You still have your memories, but you're also influenced by the nature of who you've become. And you have no idea who all these weirdos are. What do you do?
Forgot to mention that I'm 8 feet tall. Like, I'm not just tall, I'm tall.
Well, why is my voice so high? I've never won. Hello? Who are you people? And what the fuck is happening?
Is that death?
Hello?
I'm sorry, is what?
The 8-foot tall man that looks like death.
Are we dead?
That is metal as hell. Did we die? I think I died.
I don't think we're dead.
The jaguar-headed pile of muscle just crosses his arms and shakes his head.
Yeah, sassy, curly-haired lady is just like... I feel like this is just a continuation of the absolute mental day we just had. So, if I had to guess...
We?
He snaps his fingers and points at you and goes, I agree.
Just kind of like coming into terms, looking over to my left and seeing Captain Anarchy over here. Oh. Atticus.
Yeah, that's me. Are you... Who are you? Are you... What?
Clark.
Oh! This is wild.
Olive absolutely points at Gus and is like,
I put my hand on my hip and I point to you and I say, now just hold one gosh darn minute. You're gonna tell me you're the teens from the school?
who are you?
Who am I?
Why do you say who they are?
I don't know if it's quite safe to say who we are. Why don't we figure out the situation we're in first?
It's Gus. It's Gus.
Community is very important, guys. It's important, Gus, to be open. We're in a strange place, and the only thing that's going to keep us safe is each other.
That was profoundly deep.
Yes, it's me. It's Gus.
We are here, and we love you, and we support you.
I don't think it's that deep, man. I watch a lot of, I don't know, a 90s sitcom?
Soap operas?
Soap opera? Oh,
I'm sorry.
It's fun.
That's kind of the same thing, just without the audience clapping, if you think about it.
I think you hear a laugh track. Yeah, I think you definitely hear a laugh track after you say that.
Yeah, if you take the laugh track out of Big Bang Theory, it's just as dramatic and awful as Days of Our Lives.
I think it's just bad acting.
All right. This place is cool.
Yeah, Chris is gonna kind of, while introductions are happening, he wants to like survey. So we're out in front of a house. The atmosphere is like weird and kind of oppressive. Is there anything else notable
Go
nearby?
ahead and roll me a notice.
Yeah. This is not something I'm very good at.
Can I give a help
Are
then?
you also trying to investigate?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can.
So that would bring me up to a superb.
Hell yeah.
It's superb. Looking around, you're still on the streets of Lantern Cove, sort of. It's just sort of like, what's that photography focus where the stuff that's close by is sharp and everything is blurred in the background? There's a term for that. Anyway, it's like that, where the house is very clear and very present and very sort of overwhelming, honestly, would it be close to you. But when you look down the road, either way or back, the other houses are just sort of like a hazy background image. Like everything's focused in this one spot.
Is there a college in our town?
No.
Okay. I say that I'm going to go to the high school library. I'm going to try to see if there's any books about this.
Chris kind of nods, arms still crossed, and
Do you talk?
just growling. "Ugh."
I think Captain Anarchism turns to Olive and says, "Yeah, well, that's pretty appropriate."
Olive just kind of laughs. This is actually between Olive and Chris, but would Chris have talked about any kind of liking of this character or anything like this when it was when you were hanging out at the right household?
Maybe. Is Olive into video games at all?
Olive is into listening and learning about as much about a person as she possibly can.
Yeah, so you probably would have heard Chris talking about playing fighting games with one of his close friends and spending a lot of time doing that, and in particular Tekken.
Got it. Cool. Olive just kind of smiles. She was helping with that, so she kind of was looking around as well and probably talking to Chris, being like saying the whole idea of like, is everything fuzzy?
He just nods.
She looks over at Atticus and she kind of like shakes her head laughing, like, I can talk about that later. Like when he says this is very appropriate, she goes, I will talk about it later. But she's just kind of like, she feels very confident, right? You do like, there's a different vibe now that she's inhabiting this body that probably you guys don't see ever. So she's just laughing and very carefree about it all.
You see very much so increased confidence in his body. His posture's up. He's a lot taller, like even that little added whatever. And then he's like, for the first, it's not that he doesn't necessarily like, it's not that he never smiles. It's that in common conversation, Olive would notice this the most. You probably never really see Atticus smile too much, and you see a big bright, and never in your life have you ever seen this before, a wink. Just a little like, yeah, we'll touch base later. Not like a saucy wink, just like a really confident, like, yeah, we'll get there later.
I think Gus is very focused on this horizon and takes a step forward and then like looks down at like all of his like jangly nonsense and thinks about, I have a stupid idea.
There's no stupid ideas. Please share.
Yeah, if you hadn't noticed, Clark just kind of looks around, seeing like how everything's fuzzy, looks up at Chris after that crow and just goes, Toto, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore.
I'm gonna take my right pointer finger and I'm going to like start motioning it around in the air, and I'm just gonna like put my head down, close my eyes, and I'm gonna say, we all see something blurry among the horizon. Let's see if I can make it something we can feast our eyes on. And I point my finger and I try to cast the spell.
Oh my god.
And I have a stunt that says I can use lore to create objects of mundane or or to change objects or beings into other objects or beings. And I was hoping I could change the fuzziness into not fuzziness.
All right, roll orbs.
Yes. Okay. I got a superb.
Well, that is superb. So, as your hand waves in the air, violet sparkles shoot out around you in a circle to merge with the fuzzy outer town, and suddenly everything comes into absolute clarity. And Freya, monster, you said you were heading to the library, so you turned around, but you were seeing that everything was very fuzzy, and all of a sudden, as the spell is cast, you recognize exactly where you are, so you should be able to get to the school easily, but you're also recognizing exactly where you are, and where you are is right in front of your friend Molly's house.
You hear a little squeak in the background. Oh, it worked!
I'm gonna walk back and I'm gonna pat you on the back. Like, just give you a pat. And it's way harder than I mean it to be.
I fall to the ground.
I'm sorry.
Chris kind of leans over and like offers his hand to help pick you back up.
Oh, thank you. I accept it. I dust myself off. Whew. Now we can see a little bit better. How about that? And I put my hand on my my hip.
Out of one of his 40 tactical pants pockets, Atticus pulls out a lint roller and a Tide pen and is like, do you need for your shift?
Thank you. Hey, if you want to get a job done, you have to get dirty.
I agree. Nope. Yeah, and then you hear 8 zipper sounds and the stuff goes away.
Always good to be prepared.
So this is my friend's house, by the way. I point at the house.
Did she have any issues? Did you guys talk at all? Do you know, did she experience... Did anything happen to her?
Not that I know of. No, nothing that I know of.
Is her dad a cop?
No.
Hmm.
Chris is gonna go up and knock on the door.
You knock on the door, and the sound echoes as though you were in some sort of hollow chamber. Sounds very loud, much louder than it should, and surely someone would have noticed it.
Yeah, I would say, as he does that, can I do a hide check?
Yeah.
Can I help him by turning him invisible?
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
Close your eyes.
Dude, my character just has stolen flashbangs and you're just gonna do magic. Mediocre plus 2? So fair.
Right. It helps that you're invisible now.
He shoots another wink at Gus.
No one can see it.
You just can see it. You just see a small twinkling from behind a bush.
Yeah, no one is coming to the door.
Yeah. After waiting the obligatory X number of seconds, I'm gonna try the handle and see if I can open the door.
The handle turns readily, but when you push the door to open it, the pressure behind it pushes back as though there were someone leaning on it to hold it closed.
I'm gonna push harder.
All right, roll physique.
Physique.
Can I help?
Yeah, you can help push.
All right.
Yeah, Olive has at this point has walked up behind as well.
Whatever a +7 is.
Epic.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. Well, it was resisting, but you, with your combined pushing, you managed to jam it open. It's as though it realizes it is lost. It slams against the back of the wall, and you look inside to see a pleasant enough entrance hall. The smell is slightly acrid. There are no sounds except for the simple background sounds of air conditioning going on in the house.
Do I feel anything with my arachnosense?
No, not currently.
Okay.
Can I check behind the door? Like, was there something that's been pushed into that area?
Yeah, behind the door there is just a dent where the doorknob slammed into the wall.
Yeah, Olive steps in after you guys and looks to D and says, like, does anything look different? Is this... I'm assuming you've been in Molly's house, so is this what it normally looks like and smells like? Like, this is...
That's a good question.
Without rolling, it looks normal to you. The smell is a bit off, but it's not extreme.
I would rather investigate than try to notice, because I am not particularly good at noticing.
I'll, like, look around as well.
I got a fair.
I think it might be a good idea to have somebody scout the area, and I was tinkering around with another spell, if you would permit me.
I'll go with you, because I refuse to invade the privacy of a citizen without due cost.
Chris jumps as the nothing next to him starts talking.
He was very passive aggressively standing at the door.
It's already just kind of trying to calm him down. It's all right, big guy. It's all right.
Okay. Well, once you're near me, let me think of an incantation. I was so hoping we could levitate. Let's jump off the ground and leave the rest up to fate.
Oh, hot.
And I wanted, hopefully I can use my transfiguration once again to change our gravitational asphyxiation to the surface of this realm.
You want to hover? Is that?
I want to fly so we can go straight up and just have a survey of
For
the
all
way.
of you, that's going to probably take...
I was just thinking me and Atticus.
Which you two? Okay, cool. That's easier. So if you can get a great, you can get it.
Okay.
And while this is happening outside, Olive kind of wants to go to the kitchen to try to find a cucumber to test and see if Chris will jump like cats do.
That is an epic success as I grab him and I just jump off the ground.
So inside, you did the investigation. You looked around. Everything seems to be in order. It's just like there's nobody home, except that for a moment you thought you heard something upstairs. As for you folks outside, you find yourself leaping up into the air much further than a human should be able to, and it's just sort of floating there.
Yeah, I'll do investigator and notice, right?
And I'll help you with that. I have a pretty good investigate.
If you want to do it, then I don't think I can help you.
I'll look out and say, "Hey, what do you see?" That is a fair. Oh, +1. It's
With a
good.
good investigate outside, the lights are mostly off in the house. However, one of the windows does have a light on. The curtains are drawn, but looking in, you can see that there's movement happening in there.
So if we heard a noise upstairs, you said, I think that I definitely want to go and investigate quiet. I don't have any good stealth, so I'm just going to investigate, kind of quietly try to make my way up the stairs.
Yeah.
So I guess investigate. Not great, actually. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. It's a 4. I didn't do very well.
You're going up and you're sort of thumping up the stairs, looking around.
Skirts are
Doors
swishing.
in the hallway up here are all closed, and you can't really hear anything anymore. So it's not getting you very far.
And can I say that while it's going on, I remembering back to what Gus did in testing out his abilities, just see something, put my hand against the wall, and try to see if it
It
sticks.
does.
With that in tow, I start to crawl up onto the ceiling
That's not creepy at all.
and just go right above Olive while this is going on.
Chris like sarcastically claps as you do that.
Olive's like, I know I heard something. I think Olive is having a hard time. Like, she's like in a weird dress, and like, so I think she is kind of struggling. She's having a hard time in the way that you do in dreams, and she's not making that connection. She's just like, she's moving in very weird, like, she's like, this feels weird. Everything feels weird. So she's like, we heard something. And she looks back down towards D, like leans down the stairs basically, or looking towards D and goes, which one's Molly's room?
I'll just come up and help. I will come up and I will also investigate and show you where the
You don't
room
really need
is.
to roll for that. You already know where Molly's room is.
That's fair.
It's the second door on the right, and definitely has a light coming out from under it.
Oh. That's not creepy at all. I'm gonna knock on the door. Harder than I intend to.
Yeah, clunk, clunk, clunk. Right, as you slam onto the door, you hear a gasp from inside, but no verbal response.
I'm going to say, Molly, are you in there? Not intending to be creepy sounding, but probably sounding
Give me
creepy.
a notice roll real quick.
I got fair.
Okay. So, yes, you slam on the door. You ask if Molly is there, and hear just a quiet sobbing.
May I come in?
No response.
Can I try the door handle to see if we get the same resistance?
It is unlocked, but yes, you get the same resistance again. The doors don't want to open.
Hold on, I've got an idea. How long is the
You're 20
hallway?
feet.
Okay. Alright. Guys, give me some room. I do 2 web strands at each side of the door, and pull back and launch myself to kick through.
Oh my god.
Will you let me do this?
Absolutely. You can roll athletics. I'd love to see this athletics roll.
Alright. Athletics. Come on. That is fantastic.
Nice.
Amazing.
No, it was fantastic.
You wind up, pull back, and like a slingshot, you sling yourself into the door, which has no choice but to open. So you slam into this young woman's room and immediately hit the back wall and hold yourself there as a spider do.
Just like giving this pose of just like, I'm so sorry, we will try to fix that. I know a
There
guy.
you recognize it as Molly's room, but everything is just sort of out of perspective, where some things are bigger than they should be, some things are smaller than they should be. But otherwise, it's pretty identical to your memories of Molly's room.
And I roll a notice check to see if I heard that loud.
You don't have to roll for that. You heard
Door.
that. Slam into the wall.
You heard that fantastic roll?
Molly is standing in a corner next to an end table that has a pile of books on it. She is crying. She has lacerations, tiny lacerations around her arms and on her face. And she seems a little startled by your sudden entrance.
Can I roll rapport and go over as because somebody just slammed into their room. If Freya is sticking their head in, that's a scary thing, sticking their head into the room. I look normal-ish. So I go up and I go, we heard you crying. We thought you were in trouble. Like, we're here to help. Like, just being very calming and like soothing. So can I roll rapport to see if I can get her to focus and tell us if she's okay?
Yes, this is going to be a rapport challenge. It's going to take 2 successes over 2 rounds. So give me a roll.
While she's doing that, can Captain Anarchy show up before the second rapport challenge?
Okay. The first one was a fair.
That did not do it, so
Okay.
need to get a good or better.
Anarchism storms in and says, "What do we need, ma'am? Are you okay? What's your rapport? Is it great or better?"
My rapport is good.
Okay, mine's great.
Okay.
So I can roll it with help. That's why I'm saying. That's why I was trying to get you to slow it down a second, because we could get with a +5, right? Off the bat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with your help. And I could use a fate point if we need to.
Okay. So I start. So then like be like, "Oh, good. Help has arrived." Like it's the like again, the normal person being like, "Look at how handy he is." Like
There are now 4 people in this person's room.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got a superb.
Strangers.
So with that superb, you have 1 success on the roll, and you can see that she is looking very traumatized and not meeting your eyes, but she's responding to your voice now. She reaches over towards her books on the table next to her, and as her hand gets closer, these out of the books springs out these, they look like, I want to say cilia, this mass of like hairs that just sort of slash out and wound her arm. And she reels back and looks over at Captain Anarchism, because he's sort of commanding the room right now, and looks afraid.
He's knelt down by wherever she is. I would like, can I roll a fight check to stab the book with my boot knife?
Yes, absolutely. Everything can be treated like a character. So yes, you can make a fight roll against the book.
I got another superb. Yeah, and so you see a knife come kind of looking out of nowhere, but it's in his boot. And then it just like stabs, like almost instinctually. After it lashes
As you
out
get
at her.
to it, your knife goes in, its cilia wrap around you and start to try to cut into you, but they miss. It's just sort of a lash out and miss. But you have stabbed into the top book, and it's stuck on your knife now. And it's still wiggling with scary cilia. This frightens Molly even more.
I would like to try to get Molly out of this room safely.
Okay. Are you going to do this just by physically grabbing her and dragging her, or are you going to attempt to get her to cooperate?
I'm going to inform her of what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to move her out of the room. I'm not going to drag her, but I'm just going to like carry her. Unless she seems completely opposed to it.
She recoils from you, for sure.
Yeah.
I think at this point, Atticus is like, Molly, we're here to help. You're in need of some medical attention. You're clearly in danger in this room. I apologize if I scared you. can you come with us and see if we can figure something out? And can I roll another
Yeah,
rapport
make that-
check?
With help, and I'll say, we'll get you to safety. So yeah, help from me again.
Yeah, I'm not gonna talk. I think that's better.
God, awful. Well, I got so terrible. So it goes from superb to good.
Well, good was enough. So, her eyes sort of
Ooh.
start to focus, and she looks at you and looks around at the people in the room and sort of takes a stuttering step forward. As she does, the wall behind her suddenly masses with cilia and seems to be reached out to grasp her and keep her from leaving.
I would like to try to interpose between them.
All right, that sounds good.
And I want to take her hand and like try to pull her away as well as like a 1-2 whatever. I don't know what we need to do for that, but
And can I use physique for that?
Between them? Yeah, you can try and sort of smash your way in between her and the wall.
okay. All right, so let me roll. I got a good.
Okay. So you got a good to pull her away. That's not a problem. What about, what did you get, D?
I got a great.
Olive grabs Molly and pulls her back at the same time that Freya is pushing herself in. And so the
monster doesn't skip leg day.
this does mean that you are placed in the way of these sharp cilia. So you need to take at least 2 stress.
All right, 2 physical
Yep.
stress. Do you know if the amount is correct? Because I have 4, and my physique is great.
Yeah, that's good.
Cool.
That's where you should
Awesome.
be.
Can I take out my cell phone and call Olive? It's a big, bricky, like a 90s cell phone. I just pull from my pocket.
Oh gosh, 90s cell phone. Yeah. Yeah, I see no reason why not. It's the dream. Kooky.
Call. I type in all this stuff very like call.
A book opens.
Hey there. I see you're having a little trouble in that house. If you could get out, I might be able to solve your problems.
Oh, okay. That sounds good. Yeah, this is weird.
Okay, hanging up now.
Book closes. This is weird Shakespearean. Like, all right. Yeah, if I have Molly, I do want to try to get out. So do I need to do anything to or since I rolled that physique, can I just beeline? Okay, that's what I'm doing. I'm saying, get out of here. And as I'm going, I look at everybody else in the room. I say, get out. We need to get out. Like, this is go. We need. Come on.
I would like to jump through the window and do like a superhero roll on the lawn and end in like the pose. You know what I'm talking about.
We all know the pose.
Yes, we all know.
Okay. Would that be athletics or physique? Athletics, okay. This is either gonna be really cool or I'm gonna look like a bigger idiot than usual. Let's see. I got a good.
It is enough to get out and have a sort of a. You get into the pose, but it doesn't look as cool as you wish it did.
Oof. That's rough.
So, right now, what are you doing, Chris?
Yeah, so at some point a while ago, Chris turns to find a cucumber and hears Olive giggling and kind of grumbles and takes the cucumber and like marches off to the kitchen with it to put it back in the fridge. And
No, the question is, did you jump when you noticed it?
Chris will not. He's not able to say whether or not. He just growls when you ask.
Stupidest thing I've ever done.
While he's in the kitchen, I'm going to self-compel my aspect. Alcohol dulls the pain. And as he puts the cucumber back in the fridge, he notices, kind of tucked in the back, is a nice, no longer chilled 3/4 bottle of vodka that he's gonna go ahead and he's never drank before in real life, but he feels something kind of like pulling him in. And it's a dream. It's whatever. He can try something new, right? So he's gonna grab that and start drinking it with unexpected gusto.
Right, Chris is downstairs drinking vodka.
I think when he hears all the ruckus, he's gonna like kind of start to. He's not like drunk yet, but he will be very soon. As he like stumbles to the stairs to go and like help his friends and see what's happening upstairs.
So is this happening at the same time that Olive is coming down the stairs with Molly?
Do I run
Yes.
into Olive?
You do? Okay.
Ugh.
Should would I notice that he's acting weird? I mean, do you want me to roll a notice?
I
to
still
see-
have the vodka in my hand. You can
So,
probably
yeah, then
smell
you're
it.
over that.
No, okay. Olive goes, what the fuck? Okay, get out of the house. Like, go out. And then she's just like, oh, idiot, go. Like, just and drags Molly out at this point.
I think we do the awkward thing where like we're trying to get around each other, but we keep going to the same side before Olive like physically pushes Chris to one side to
Yeah.
get past him.
100%. She's like, she's just like, drop the vodka and get out of the house. Something's going down. Go.
He kind of glances at the bottle of vodka and grumbles again, but he doesn't drop it.
Okay, that's her main mission is to get Molly out of the house because that's like Gus has said I can help, and she's like, great, let's go. Like, so she's kind of in the mindset of like, problem for 10 minutes from now. I can't with the alcoholic cat. Like, so let's go.
My new ska band, the Alcoholic Cat.
So, Freya's still stuck to the wall by the cilia. Seeing as Captain Anarchy jumps out the window, watching that, just like he's gonna do the superhero landing. Yep, superhero land. Just kind of just flip off the ceiling and just land, trying to like, seeing that our friend is in trouble, kind of just thinking, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Looking at my hands, like, oh, all right. Just kind of going for an arm, trying to shoot a web and pull them out. So would that be physique? What would that be?
Physique roll. You web him, you start to pull.
That's a great.
You pull the monster free of the frightening wall which was grasping it.
I look at them and go, let's go! And just kind of just, well, he did it. Jump out the window. Try to land.
I stand incredulously and say, I can't fit out that. And I'm going to just try to get out of the door. That is too small for me.
What roll do I have to make to land?
Athletics. If you want to land cool.
Not trying to outcool anybody, but
Maybe a little. Do the traditional Spider-Man landing. And
Like a pirouette and do like a triple axle.
so that was an average. I'm still getting used
You
to
know, you
this.
land fine. It's fine.
It was okay.
You get out. You're not hurt.
6
Yeah.
points out of 10.
Just thinking to myself, gotta get better at that.
Atticus throws a solid thumbs up. from a distance, like a proud dad.
Just get up and give him a hand to get up. Just let's go.
Olive, as you reach the door to get out, you can see that it is doing its best to slam closed on you, but it's off of its hinge, so it's not able to close. It just sort of stutters there. And you're able to pull with Chris following you, I presume. And then shortly after, Freya, get Molly out of the house.
I want to punch the door.
By all means, fight the door.
Stupid door.
Can I use one of my stunts? I want to get a +1 on it to enact revenge because it was fucking with Molly.
Enough. Yeah.
Alright, I got good.
Right. Let's see how the door area. Actually, you attempt to punch the door, and the door, on its one remaining hinge, flips back and smacks into you. You take one stress.
Jeez.
Freya, no. So everybody is outside of the house right now?
Yes, everyone is now that the punch has been dealt with, everyone has now gotten out of the house.
I very lightly touch down and hurriedly scream at everybody, "Get behind me! Get behind me! Get behind me!" And once Molly is there, I'm gonna gently put a small delicate hand on her small delicate face, and I say, "Now, I'm going to try something, and I'm going to make that big scary thing something big and nice, because perspective is all fucked up anyway." And I'm gonna turn to the fourth wall and wink at the camera, and I'm going to using my aspect direct to camera, and I'm going to use my conjuration stunt to again wave my finger around, and I'm going to say, "Now that this house is scary and full of hair, wouldn't you rather have a big, fluffy, cuddly, small teddy bear?" And I want to turn the house into a small teddy bear.
Give me a lore roll.
Okay, and then I used the aspect of the scene and also one of my aspects, so I'm going to burn 2 fate points. And can I add a +4 to this roll? Hell yeah.
Okay.
Cam is fucking power gaming right now.
So I got a +12, but that's more than a legendary.
All right. With that roll, the sparkles flow from your hand, and the house, you're hearing a cracking sound as it is compressed off of its foundation, and it looks as startled as a house can be as it is squished down, and you see it just sort of flexing, struggling to get out of this compression that is squishing it down, and then fail to do so. And it squishes down, and in the middle of where the house was, there is a small, very cute and cuddly teddy bear.
I stride over to it, and as I grab it, I turn to the entire group and I say, "Now, like in true 1990s sitcom fashion, the parental figure has come in at the end and saved the day."
I look around and I say, "I think the rest of us got screwed."
You ruined her house.
I'm going to go up to Molly and I'm going to hand her the teddy bear.
I think I turned to Molly really quick, and I'm like, "Hey, I know that had to be deeply traumatic to see the home that you live and sleep in turned into a teddy bear. I also think it was extremely loud, and if there's anything around, the sound of lumber cracking and transfiguring into whatever's inside that bear is going to alert them to us." And I turned to everybody, and I'm like, I think we need to go. And I maybe turned to Freya, and I'm like, if everybody's okay with it, I think the school's as good a point as ever.
Astute and practical. Would we like to teleport?
What is going on?
The rest of us got screwed. One of us got a whole magic system.
Something
Like
they can do
teleport.
in the sitcom. They can just like wave their hand and be somewhere else. Or I think they walk through a closet. Does anybody see a closet? If we find a closet, we can teleport to the school.
I'm starting to think I should have been more obsessed with Full Metal Alchemist instead of Frankenstein.
I was going to say that feels like a bit of a bad metaphor to be stuck in the closet and you go wherever you.
It's
wanna
not.
go.
We're not stuck in the. It's like a teleportation, like portal that's in our in their closet.
I think we should stay out of houses. Freya's.
Yeah, I think this is a little weird. This is a lot. This is like, now I'm thinking of it, like 90s sitcom is very close to like eldritch horror power. And I think I might just like keep this for like a special occasions.
I respect you and your opinions, but that's Eldritch sitcoms are similar to Eldritch horror is the most insane sentence I've ever heard in my life, and I refuse to acknowledge it.
Olive, is this all like all this talking happening a lot after somebody just said the loud noise happened and something evil's gonna get us? Olive definitely pipes up and says, "Okay, can we leave?" Like, and she's got a hand on Molly, trying to like keep that rapport of like, "We got you. It's okay, guys. We probably." Getting away from here is probably not a bad idea. So yeah, so I guess it's like which she's from here, so yeah, she's like she would know which way school is. Do we know how far away would Olive know where they are in town right now?
Yeah, it's a pretty small town.
Small
You know where
town. Okay. Is it far away from school?
we are. It's a long walk, but you could walk it.
Okay. I think she just starts kind of walking.
Question: how close are we to Vice Principal Skinner's? I know it's not Skinner.
Absolutely not.
His house.
You do not know where Vice Principal Shepard lives.
Principal Shepard. Okay.
It's really hard to walk in these heels. Just give me a second, and I want to use my conjuration to conjure my flying
You
vacuum
can just
cleaner.
take your shoes off. You can just take your shoes off.
But I can do this as well. I can also do this.
Why? I think at this point, too, Atticus like whispers a little bit into Olive's ears, just like, "Why does he sound like the Wicked Witch of the East a little bit?"
This is so much fun.
They sound, she sound. I don't know. We'll go with
don't-
they. We'll go with they. We'll go with they.
I think they is probably a safe bet for everybody. I mean, Chris is a cat person, so
Yeah. What's? By the way, what's that? What do you got going on, girl? Look at that big old poopy dress.
Right.
Chris is going to pick up both Gus and Molly, like one on each shoulder, and start walking towards the school.
cool. Are you also still holding the vodka bottle?
Like vodka, like splashing on Gus's face as he's walking.
Can I try to take the bottle of vodka from him
You
now
can
that he's
try.
All right.
All right. You can roll an athletics to try and take that, or
Okay, contested,
Oh, yeah,
since
you can
he's
never
gonna
choose.
fight me on it. It is fair.
That is a superb.
She's still like jumping. She's like, "Come on, why do you have vodka?"
Just like too high up for you to even reach.
Yeah, she's which is hard for Olive because Olive is tall and this other part of her is not. So she's motherfucker.
Chris just looks at you like not even slowing down, just "Argh."
You don't scare me. Why were you drinking vodka and not helping?
I want to go ahead and pick up Olive too.
How do I fight that?
Physique versus
Athletics again or physique? Perhaps.
Zeke.
I'll pick up the other two.
everybody's picking everybody up.
All right,
I got a great.
and I'm gonna go ahead and burn Fate Point here, and that will bring me up to a great as well.
Tap for that.
Then I'm gonna burn a fate point.
For Luchador, my archetype.
I'm gonna burn a fate point, and because as a for mental, because doesn't need it does my mental is doesn't need no man to get shit done. So she's like, no.
Fuck yeah.
Chris isn't gonna fight it that much. I mean, aside from burning the fate points, it's mostly just posturing to get Olive to stop bothering him for a little bit.
So if he stops fighting, she like pushes him, not knowing nothing's gonna nothing physically is gonna happen to him because
Right.
he's this massive. But she basically hits him in like such a dick. And just like storms off and ignores him. Then from then on, going towards the school, like she's pissed. So yeah.
You see a look on Captain Arkinson's face at this point too, and you're like, "Oh, this is why you got so mad when I made fun of Animorphs." I'm sorry. I apologize.
Such a Marco thing to say.
Animorphs is body horror. That's all I'm gonna say. It's just not marketed properly.
Let's go. And can we do like a group stealth? Can I lead that, or if somebody else is better stealth?
Yeah, you can.
I can help by turning everybody invisible.
Oh, well, if we're gonna just fucking magic.
No, you're right. Let's not use magic. Let's just.
The other thing is too, you guys think about sound, right? Because he said everything's like echoing. I'm more thinking of like seeing if we could all stay mostly quiet.
All right, you head down the streets. The Leonard Cove High School is not too far from the residential area that Molly lives in, so it doesn't take you that long. Seems like it takes maybe 15 minutes, which is not realistic at all for how long it should take, but it's a dream. What do you do?
I say, I've walked this before. This took way too short of a time.
During that very short time, can I guess it would be investigate, or I don't know, maybe rapport, try to pull from Molly sort of what was her experience before Spider-Man jumped through the door. Spider-Gus.
Arachno guy.
Rat the guy.
The guy.
Yes, go ahead and you can do either No, I think a rapport is best for this. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Oh, no. So it's I got a pour. So
She's not really paying attention to you. Just looking around, frightened.
I have rolled a -4. I've rolled a -4, a -1, a -2, and 2 zeros this session. Just like Brian Murphy level luck.
Salt those dice, man.
Oh,
It is a 1 in 81 chance of rolling a -4, by the way.
So are we at the school now, or where are we in town? We're at the school. Okay. Olive is gonna try she's now in the mindset. She's just been grumbling, she's been fuming as they've walked. She's just angrily walking. She's gonna open the door like it's open. She's gonna just be like, no, this is a dream. It's open. I don't care. It's night. We're doing this. So she's just with all I don't know what that needs to be, but she's just I don't care. It's open.
So what you can do for that is you can roll Olive's will not Beatrice's, but Olive's, to try to enforce your will on the dream world.
That's cool. I like that.
All right. Olive has pretty decent will, so Olive got a great.
All right, that is more than it took. So all you got to do is open it. It opens easily. It's unlocked.
She holds the door open and says, and like, kind of waves everybody, like, "Come on, get in."
I think Chris is going to set down Gus and like shift Molly to like a more comfortable carry for her, but still carrying her.
Okay. As you file in, the school feels lightly cold, not an unpleasant cold, not like a chilling, frightening cold or anything like that. Just a little bit chilly. The halls are very echoey, as they would be normally in an empty school. It otherwise looks very sharply just like your school.
Chris is going to immediately start walking towards the gym.
I look at this building and I think in my head, holy shit, I turned a house into a teddy bear and I walk inside.
That's fair.
What did I do? Are you still holding the teddy bear?
I gave it to her. I gave it to Molly.
To Molly?
Mm.
Okay.
It might be evil, but I gave it to her.
Yeah. Captain Anarchism just says, hey, I think it's a good idea if we don't touch anything, because even the books at Molly's house were trying to fuck people up, and the walls. So maybe try to touch as least as possible.
Oh, no shit,
guess-
really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you weren't in there. You were out.
Hey, kid, I wouldn't touch that fucking bear.
No. Oh, jeez, kid, they're the same age as you.
Molly?
Yeah, you just look like Rachel from Friends.
I'm not Rachel from Friends. I'm Zelda Spellman from Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Excuse you.
Sitcom female leads look the same.
Do I know which locker is Atticus's?
Not okay to say.
Atticus, would your locker be known to Chris?
It's probably one of his works of art.
Do you decorate? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think he would have ever done anything to his locker. I mean, maybe you've seen. I mean, yeah. I guess maybe like some of your friends, or maybe even you, have kind of been like nerd shoved him in. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, that's where that.
Yeah, Chris doesn't tend to do bullying, but what he does
yeah.
want to do is punch in your locker as he walks past it. Just
Wild.
dent it in as far as he can.
Group, may I posit a theory?
Dude, I said I'd lay off Animorphs.
It's less about Animorphs and more about Usomorphs. Why hasn't Molly changed?
Maybe this is her dream.
Molly looks like Molly.
Molly, have you met anything familiar from your past recently in this dream?
What?
Like an old friend you used to have only in your mind?
Wait.
I don't understand.
Did you used to have a fucking imaginary friend, Jesus Christ?
Zelda. Bring it down a little bit.
I'm sorry.
Is there a place in this school that's like an like benches, like atrium, like besides the cafeteria? I'm trying to get back to my high school. So I'm just like, is there
Gym.
a place?
Yeah.
Or I guess but the gym doesn't usually have net. I mean, the bleachers are all pushed up, I'm assuming.
True.
So, basically, Olive's gonna find a place to like sit.
Well, there's a theater. Yeah, we know where the theater is.
I think Olive just finds like a place where there's somewhere like a bench to sit down on and like just have Molly be still now that she's out of danger. So she's trying to be like, so she kind of sits with her and goes, I'm so sorry. I know that this was a lot. Can you tell us what was happening before we burst into your room?
So you said you're sitting her down? Did you say that?
Yeah, like finding just a place to like sit her down so she can be like still and like catch her breath and like not feel like she's being dragged places.
Oh shit, I just had the worst idea. But it's kind of the best idea. If we need to like... Oh shit. I'm gonna go to my pocket and I'm gonna just like search around and like conjure a joint out of my pocket. Oops, found this. And I hand it to you.
Okay, I will hold on to this.
I think it's like magic. If you smoke, it'll light itself. Whatever.
Snatch.
Before I hand this to you, no, but yeah, she's
Just,
still like, can you tell anything?
Anyone who wants to can give me an empathy roll on Molly.
Yeah, I'll do it.
I got a good.
I got fair.
I got a fair as well.
I got great, but I'm gonna burn a fate point to activate my everything for the kids aspect to bump that up to a +6.
Okay. You all notice that she is recoiling from sort of everything still. She's sort of pulled in onto herself. That's her body language. Chris notices that she is frightened of touching anything. She's frightened to sit down. And her eyes are sort of darting back and forth like she's looking for danger. So her posture is very inward, but her eyes are searching and never stopping.
Did she act similar when Chris was carrying her, that like he might attack her?
No, she seemed to settle in.
Okay. Chris is going to pick her up and like sit down and like set her down on his lap and take like kind of like a big, like more like a round posture to like almost like shield her from the back and sides. And he will finally set down the vodka bottle on the bench next to him. Though it is
How
empty now.
inebriated would you say he is?
I think obviously not so inebriated that he can't like get a read on someone, but I think like physically or acting quick he wouldn't be at his best. So as far as like actually comforting her or doing anything past being a wall of meat, I don't think he'd be able to do anything much there.
Right. The wall of meat seems to be comforting, though. She's still sort of hunched up, but she straightens up a bit, and it does seem like she feels safe. Safer, anyway. And she says, I was just in my room, and everything is so sharp. Okay? The world is just all sharp corners, and whenever you reach out to something, you just get hurt. And that's just how it always is.
So sad.
Always. This is always for you?
Is this a recurring issue?
Are you asleep?
So unhelpful. Olive has moved. So as soon as Chris like became the chair, Olive moved in front to like kind of sit in front to like block. Not to like, but so Chris is protecting from the back and side. So Olive moved to be at the front to like protect her, like from the front as well. But so she's just kind of sits and is looking up. And it is, if Gus says, "Are you asleep?" Olive, she's like, not helpful, not helpful.
No, but no, seriously, did you fall asleep last night? If this is her everyday world, is this how this strangeness? Is this always for you?
She nods.
I think it's like a living metaphor. It's like this is the dreamification of what her wakefulness is. Every time she reaches out, she gets hurt.
This is the actual Molly?
This is what she looks like.
Yeah, Molly, do you mind if he pulls out his backpack and out of one of the 4 smaller pockets on the outside is a first aid kit, and it's like I could potentially clean up some of those for you. And while I do that, can I do an investigate to see how she feels in comparison to the rest of the world, and like if she feels like just like wrapping up maybe like the bigger lacerations or something? Just does she feel as substantive?
You can go ahead and give me an investigation roll for that.
Oh, good.
Very nice. Okay. So you are wrapping up her lacerations. They're very deep, and she feels as real as she feels like the realest thing here.
Mm-mm.
I think while Atticus is doing that, as Molly has said that, like everything is so sharp. Olive says, It is sharp, but you're not alone. It doesn't feel sharp right now, does it? We're here. We can help you. You're not alone.
I think she's right.
Yeah, feel how round my shield is. It's blunt. It's not sharp.
It's a weird metaphor. I don't know what it means.
This is a strange dream we're all having together. But if we could use our specialties, we might be able to find a way back together.
I agree with the witch.
Does anybody know of a closet nearby?
All right.
Look, in the show they could go to planes. They went to Mars on a ski trip. It's plausible.
Can I check to see if there's a nearby janitor's closet?
I was gonna say I would know where the props, like the prop closet, is nearby.
To be a linen closet. It can't just be any old closet. It has
Costume
to be the
closet.
linen.
Some costumes in there, so does that count?
I feel like it has to be specific. If we can find an upstairs linen closet,
This is
maybe
a one-story school, bud.
Yeah, I don't
know. This is my idea, okay? I didn't say it was a good one. It's my idea.
So, by the way, if I had a nickel for every time one of my friends looked like Lurch, I'd have about 10 cents, but it's kind of weird that I have it twice, right?
Hey, bud. I turned a house into a teddy bear. Do you want to see your insides? Huh? Is that what you're asking right now? I may be 5'4", but I can kill you.
Guys, people,
It's an observation.
Fucking call me Lurch again. I dare you.
let's not scare Molly.
Is quite frightened.
She's like keeping eye contact. It's like, Molly, you and me, like we're here, we got this. But yeah, so
I do think, however, some sort of closet or some sort of, what's the most secure room in the school? with limited exits, no windows. I think maybe I don't really like the idea of splitting up because that's how people get arrested and illegally detained. But if we stay together, maybe Molly can just be in the center of us, but we got to figure out what's going on. And it's got to be tied to the gas leak, right?
What?
Olive just keeps looking at Molly and goes, "What? There's a lot of talking happening. Get it? It's really weird. Is there anything that you can think of that would help you right now? We want to do anything we can to help you."
I like ice cream.
Hey, witch. Do you have a spell to make ice cream?
Here's an ice cream sandwich. It was in my pocket.
Your refrigerated pocket.
Look, ice cream sandwich.
Pocket ice cream.
I conjured it. I'll roll. I do technically have to roll for it. It's a superb.
God, OP. Magic dream ice cream. Look, ice cream sandwich.
This is the good stuff. There's no Blue Bunny shit. This is...
There's no wooden spoon you gotta eat with. This is all delicious.
This is from my pantry. Hilda made it. It's all
Right,
good.
she takes the ice cream sandwich and seems startled, but pleased. Starts munching it.
This is scary. This shit is scary, and it's too easy, and I'm scared.
Olive looks at Freya and says, trying to she scoots back so she can actually have a conversation with Freya that is not overwhelming to Molly. She's trying very hard not to overwhelm Molly any more than she already is. So she's like, is there anything that you know about Molly that you think could help? Or what do you think?
You can give me an empathy roll if you want to, Freya.
Yeah, sounds good. That's good.
What you know is that Molly is probably suffering from some sort of depression, but she doesn't talk about it. She just sort of writes about it and collects. She collects poems and short prose in notebooks, and she has them collected by theme. One of the largest books is entitled "It Was Not Death, For I Stood Up," and it's just full of poems that sort of subtly hint at a deep sort of sadness that is wearing her down.
Yeah. I tell you that I'll be right back, and I'm going to go to the library.
Can I actually?
You can come with if you want.
I do want to come with. I do. Yes, I do. She looks back at everybody else and says, she's like, Chris, you keep doing that. That's good. Guys, please try not to scare her anymore with any more weird...
This all happened to all of us. We're all scared too.
You're allowed to be scared too, but somebody is a little bit more traumatized than the rest of us. So, let's all be aware of that. Okay, we're going to the library.
You think
Great.
it's a good idea to go together? Probably.
Yeah, I'm not sure we should really split up.
I don't want to bog down your experience, but I just turned a house into a teddy bear. I think if there's something that attacks us, I should be around everybody. Okay, I'll stay here. I'll stay here with Molly. You go to the library.
No, that's fine. Come along. Great. I'm worried about...
It won't be long. I know where the book I need is.
And you have your cell phone.
I do have myself holds up the book that she answered the phone on, which is the first thing that you saw. A book.
I pull a phone out of my pocket, but I accidentally crunch it.
Shit.
Captain Anarchism pulls out 2 burner phones. No screens, just like bare bones. They're used, and it's like I'm not really sure the numbers, but I have them on dial if the witch needs to call you.
Just like on that note, it's just like not really pockets in this thing. I do have Bluetooth, so
Truly amazing.
Are you on the superhero channel? The one that they all immediately have the same frequency in their radio?
Mm-hmm. We're all synced. Everybody synced up.
yeah, Captain.
Amazing. I turn to Olive and I say, Sabrina, I trust you. You got... Oh, shit. You got this.
I appreciate it. We won't be long. It's not that I don't want you guys to come. I'm just worried about dragging Molly off again somewhere else. So,
We've got it.
okay. So yeah. Anybody wants to go to the library? I'm going to the library with Freya as a backup.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll follow along.
Okay.
You might as well do an
The three of
even
you get
split.
to the library. What book are you looking for?
I'm looking for specifically the book that we both checked out when we
Okay.
met. The Emily Dickinson
Right,
collection.
you find that immediately. It's where it should be.
I grab it and I'm just gonna take that to her. I like naturally walk up to the desk where I normally check out from, process the fact that there's no one there, and then have like a 30-second existential crisis about not being able to check it out.
Can I try to grab a book and see if there's words in it that I can read?
Yeah, you grab a book and the words are a jumble.
Okay.
I'm still having an existential crisis at the moment.
Hey, Freya, we can.
What? Huh?
We're not checking it out. We're not checking the book. We're not even leaving the building. So, like, we're just borrowing it for a second. So we don't have to check. We can just go back.
Libraries are community property.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. We'll bring it back.
I'm keeping the fact that the words are jumbled to myself because it seems like obvious to me. So I'm just like, okay, we're gonna put that. I don't take the book with me. I'm just like, okay, that was from investigation. That was like for me, for my own well-being. Let's go.
You make it
Okay.
back without events. You have the book.
I'm just gonna hand it
She
to
takes
her.
it, looks at it, looks at you, and
Oh, shit.
Attacks.
I'm ready.
I bet you she can read
she
it.
seems confused and said, Freya?
Hi.
This is our book.
Indeed.
Why did you bring me our book? And she clutches it.
You needed something to focus
She
on.
opens up the book and she flips through it and she smiles when she reaches a page and turns again. She like holds it up to like see where the most opened pages are. Like, yeah, I knew it was that.
Can you read that book?
Yeah.
Holy fucking shit.
Why are you all here?
I shrug.
It's usually just me.
See, it is recurring.
This is a dream for you?
Sometimes it's easier to fight these battles with more than one person.
Olive smiles at that and she says, I think we're here to help you, to make sure you know you're not alone. I'm Olive, by the way. I mean, I know we're in a few classes together. I know I don't look like myself, but hi.
Are we placating her? Is that what we're doing? I think there's an eldritch power
Gus.
deep within the school that has been leaking out and radiating into us, changing our core. Yeah, I think we're here to help you.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm gonna grab Zelda and be like, look, I think there's a difference between patronizing and the other end of the spectrum is what you're doing. Maybe we just dribble in the truth, all right? As people can only accept what they're ready for.
Look, it's ironic because this is patronizing. Patronizing is on the end of the spectrum of.
I'm speaking to you honestly and clearly. You're being a dickhead.
No, I know that, but you said it wrong.
I'm being pedantic, okay?
That's the best quote I've ever had. No, I know, but you're saying it wrong.
I'm so sorry.
Amazing.
So maybe we just chill for a second. Ask her if she had a similar experience maybe a couple months ago. That's how she got here with the weird thing we had today. Let's start with that. Start with today. Our experience. Shared experiences create bonding. And then we walk back. For 1 second, as we're walking back, I whispered to Zelda and Kate, also, do you think you can get me a joint laced with catnip?
Yeah, right here. Right
Thanks,
here.
dude. Thanks. Tucks it into one of his 17 pockets on his.
All right, so you are talking to Molly and attempting to comfort her. So we're gonna make this a rapport roll. Whoever wants to do it, anyone else can support them. And this is going to take 3 successes.
I think I have the best rapport.
I'll definitely help.
I can make you sparkly and help.
I have a +1, so I'll help.
So Captain Anarchism, not the catnip one. The one that I'm assuming, the one that I'm assuming went out that was initially rolled or whatever, or conjured, lights it up and is like, maybe in our dreams this is the land of the free, am I right? And I'm gonna roll a rapport.
With
Is there such thing as rolling at disadvantage here?
So we're rolling this with a +8. And I still only rolled a fantastic.
only a
Only
fantastic.
With a +8.
Right?
Okay. So that's
That's
one
fantastic.
success.
And then while she's inhaling, I say, hey, if you pick your favorite one out of there, we can spray paint it on the wall together. And okay. +8 is a legendary. I pull a spray can out of the backpack, rattle it, and offer my hand in the predator handshake pose to help her get up off her chair and you down
Her chair.
or wherever she's sitting. Right, she's sitting on a bench or something.
Chris, you're now a chair.
I'm a chair. It's
Cat
Oh,
chair.
sitting
She's
on
sitting
Chris.
on Chris, yeah.
Chris was hovering menacingly still. I thought you never put her down.
100% put her on his lap and is like, I'm here.
Got it. Off of Chris.
And
then.
she accepts it. You get a success, and she accepts it, and she shakes it and starts writing.
I got another fantastic just for the record.
Ridiculous.
You working together, you can do amazing things.
Yeah. So yeah, we spray paint. Wait, which one did you say? Sorry.
Feathers.
Oh,
254.
love it. I don't know. I guess we could just do it on the wall in there, and then I maybe can I roll a craft check to see if I could do a small portrait of Molly.
Absolutely.
I could also invoke my aspect of superhero for the
That's true.
marginalized. +2 to the roll, and then who else is helping?
Yeah, I can help.
I have a +1.
+5. Yeah, you guys are just telling me like, no, less shadow.
She doesn't have a beard, dude. Come on.
No, it's lace. It's a lacy ruff. It's supposed to be her in like a Dickinson style dress.
What if you gave her wings? Like she is Hope?
I was gonna say, hold on. What if I shot some webs and that just makes some stencils?
Superb.
Your art is evocative. It's excellent. It looks like Molly. It feels like Hope. And she stares at it for a long time. And then she smiles and turns around and turns back to you. And she says, "Thank you. I hope I'll see you again."
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Then she starts to fade. And the dream closes to an end.
As we were fading, I turned to Zelda and I'm like, wait, Lurch.
I just
Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. As we just fade away.
And you hear like a snore from under the Jaguar mask.